more about their own work and themselves in the field of sustainability by briefly explaining each of their institutions' approach to achieving a low-carbon economy. So I think we can start from my right with Professor Jill.
Thank you, Mike, and thank the UID organizing this wonderful panel. And UID and Tsinghua University had a very good relationship, and we co-sponsored this Tsinghua East Asia Center in Indonesia. And Tsinghua University has done remarkable achievement on science, technology, and the social sciences, researchers and talent training on low carbon economy and some others. Many of our departments have conducted curriculum reforms toward low carbon and net zero targets. And also in 2021, Tsinghua University newly established a carbon neutrality institution aiming to conduct the researchers and the degree programs for carbon neutrality. And also, we have played leadership roles in global climate change, global universities in climate change and online education. And in my school, because I'm the dean of the School of Public Policy and Management, we have many initiatives for the sustainable development and low carbon governance. Since 2018, we collaborated with the University of Geneva to deliver the master degree program of public policy for sustainable development goals. And especially our school have trained a lot of Indonesian students from many international degree programs. For example, our school every year we recruit the students from Indonesia, recommended by the Ministry of Information and Communication and Information Technology. Every year we recruit 10 to 15 students from Indonesia. And also we established the Institute for Sustainable Development Goals, which aims to research and talent cultivation for the sustainable development theoretically, and also some experience within China and outside China. So hopefully this platform, we also collaborate with the UID, has a lot of initiatives altogether. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Zhu-Fushan. Dr. Shobi Lavalata, please.
Thank you so much, Mike. So United in Diversity, we are not a higher education institution. We are not a technology company, but here we are hosting a session on enabling human capital and technology. So I want to focus on the enabling part, because that's where United in Diversity or UID comes in. If you double click that word enabler for human capital and technology, what enables those two? Finance, policy, right? You double click again, what enables finance and policy? It's really the public awareness, our own contribution towards pushing for a more sustainable agenda, and something that's been talked about since this morning, gotong royong, right? How do we work together to enable those things? Because at the end of the day, it's not just up to one institution or one government ministry or one company to enable change, but it relies on our collective action. And that's where UID comes in. A low carbon economy, net zero, and all our climate goals doesn't just happen. It requires a little bit of, we call it holding space, creating spaces where people can come in and connect and learn about the complexity of the issue that they have to face, and work on it together. So that's where UID comes in, and we, as a result of this approach, we are friends with many institutions, ministry, universities, as well as other NGOs, and even local community leaders and grassroots leaders at the very, very ground level. to make it happen. So we hope we can contribute to a good conversation today on how each of us can also push to enable lasting growth through human capital and technology.
Great, thank you so much. Risky, I can't see you down there, but please introduce yourself.
Yes, thank you very much, Michael, and thank you very much to Kemenko Marvel's, Tsinghua University, and UID for inviting RMI here. So for those who don't know RMI, we are an international think tank founded 40 years ago and focus on decarbonization and clean energy transition in 4 sectors: power, transport, industry, and building sector. So we have almost around 700 staffs globally, and it's comprised like from engineers, policymakers, financial analysts, and also energy system modelers. So we work on all aspects of energy transitions, and we've been engaged in 61 countries as up to now. So I'm part of the Southeast Asia teams and managing RMI portfolio in Indonesia. So specifically of energy transitions. So let's zooming in on the Southeast Asia from RMI. So on RMI, we are focusing on 3 countries in Southeast Asia, which is Indonesia, Philippines, and Vietnam. The goal is basically to accelerate the energy transition in the regions, but also balancing with energy access and job creations. So we have around 9 staffs now in the regions, and will be 12 staffs in the next few months, and 5 of them will be based in Indonesia, which is our really important country for now. The program is focusing on 4 areas, which is the utility transitions or coal phase out, the hot topic right now, the clean energy development or like RE deployments. The third one is transmission grid planning or market integrations, and the last one is related to this event is e-mobility and breakthrough technologies such as like green hydrogen. So relevant on clean energy portfolio in Indonesia. Let's zoom on Indonesia now. We are currently working with ministries and PLN towards G20 since last year on the techno-economic analysis for the coal phase out. And then we also now involved with the US governments regarding the JETP, which, as we all know, has an announcement in the G20 last year, and we're still involved up to now. So regarding your questions, Michael, like what is RMI strategy? So basically for us is back to the 4 primary areas. The first one is power sector should shift away from the fossil fuel, so moving away from coal and gas. The second one is power sector should go towards the clean energy generations, be it like distributive or also the large scale renewable energy. The third one is EV, and the last one is the impact on the vulnerable communities. So those also like some 4 areas that we want to focus on earlier. Our approach to address these 4 outcomes is basically to support the governments on the policy recommendations and energy plans. And the second one is, which is important for the financial institution, is to develop a bankable pipelines, especially for the renewable energy projects. The last one is how to mobilize the investment to finance these projects. And the last one is capacity development, as we are working with the UID to demonstrate and the viable business model. So that's basically how RMI sees the regions and how we want to do for Indonesia. Back to you, Michael.
Thank you, Rizky. Professor Adarsa, are you there with us on Zoom?